Happy St. Patty's Day 2023. We got a peated Irish whiskey throwdown, Connemara 12, Teeling Blackpitts. Which one is the better one? We're going to find out. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Malt Muser Whiskey Reviews. I'm Eric. On the bar for today, Teeling Blackpitts peated Irish single malt taking on Connemara, 12 years old, peated Irish single malt. It's St. Patty's Day 2023, so we're going to get both of these in the glass. We will give you the tail of the tape. I'll tell you a bit about their value, share final thoughts, and pick a winner of these two heavy-hitting peated Irish whiskeys. As always here on the channel, of course, I'm going to ask you to shamelessly subscribe. It'll make sure you don't miss any of the reviews that I drop there on YouTube, and also keep you in the know for the happy hours that pop up in the future. Okay, so let's get into the tail of the tape here. So first of all, before we start, peat and Irish whiskey, while it has a long history, it is not a very popular style of Irish whiskey that you find too often nowadays. For many years, really the only one you could find somewhat easily is this one, the Connemara. Now, they have an unaged statement version and a 12-year-old version. This is the 12-year-old. The tail of the tape on this is, as I mentioned, this is coming out of Kilbeggan Distillery. It is single malt, so this is all barley. We do have a 12-year age statement on it, which is very, very nice. No information here about chill filtration or natural color. So we might have to just go ahead and assume they have done both some fake coloring and chill filtration to this. This is bottled at 40% ABV. Average price USD of around this about $75. So that is the info on the Connemara, 12 years old. Now, recently, the last couple of years, we've started seeing this coming out of Teeling, another distillery. They are located in Dublin, if I'm not mistaken. And what we have here is their Blackpitts peated Irish single malt. Tail of the tape on this is we have no age statement, so we are expecting a younger whiskey here. However, non-chill filtration written right here on the label. Great to see that. It is bourbon and Sauternes cask maturation. So giving us a little bit more info. Love it when distilleries do that. And this is bottled at 46% ABV. So we are getting a higher ABV, somewhat younger peated single malt here. For right around the same price. This also retails average around $75 USD, give or take, here in 2023. So that is the background on both of those. Here they are in the glass. This is the Connemara 12. This is the Blackpitts. All right. Let me just make sure I got that right. And we are going to dive on in here. We're going to start with the Connemara 12. So right away on the nose, fresh, earthy peat. It's more grassy and vegetal than I would say maybe earthy. It's got a bit of a sharpness to it, a bit of a menthol note. The 12 years is showing up a bit here. It's a little rounded. You know, this isn't a super edgy whiskey. It smells like it has some depth. But all in all, this nose is very fresh, very peaty, smoke, vegetal, earthy, slightly herbal, vanilla notes. All right, let's give it a taste. It's lunch. Okay. Ooh. It arrives a little timid. Almost, almost kind of nondescript. Neat, at least. You're getting a bit of a slight barley, cereal grain note, sharp, minty peat, grassy notes, bit of herbal, nothing very strong, but as it develops, it rounds off a bit, gets a little creamier, gets a little denser. You're getting some kind of shortbread cookie, vanilla, caramel notes. There's even hints of chocolate here and there. Medium long finish. The peat has dissipated away a bit. It's not too smoky. This is much more of a like fresh, grassy smoke than your kind of like Ardbeg Isla style. The finish is quite nice. I have to say I'm not overly impressed with it so far in terms of just the entire experience, but the finish has really shown a bit more. I'm even getting some butter toffee, almost, yeah, like butterscotch even. Quite nice. Okay. Moving on over to the Teeling Blackpitts. Quite punchy. But you can immediately tell that this is a younger whiskey. You're getting a little bit of that new make spirit note. It's kind of grainy. It's kind of almost like slightly concrete like. Those cask notes, however, I'm picking up the Sauternes big time. There's these light, kind of delicate, sweet golden fruit notes. Peachy. A lot of nice, again, the peat is very similar on both of these. Grassy, slightly herbal, minty, fresh. A little bit more interesting things going on here. I'm getting more fruit notes. Definitely picking up some of that bourbon cask. Hello, Winston the Whiskey Cat. Are you going to come say hi? Come on up. It's St. Patty's Day. There he is. Let's see what he thinks. What do you think, bud? He's picky. Oh. Okay. This is a much more interesting arrival. You're getting a nice, okay. You're getting a nice interplay between the Sauternes and the bourbon cask. Vanilla frosting, earthy, darker, danker peat notes, effervescent, slight chili pepper, a little bit woodier, medium finish, definitely an edgier finish, but I'm quite enjoying it. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Okay. The Glenmorangie pitcher is filled. I'm going to do 3 drops of water on each of these. We're going to start here with the Teeling. Not a huge change. Just more vanilla, more like confectionery, delicate powdered sugar. I'm even getting some red fruit notes in here. Tough to tell what they are. Viscosity's kicked up a notch. This has gotten oilier with the water. You're still getting some of the youth, no question about it. But it's what's happening in between the arrival and the kind of hit of that youthy spirit note that's kind of intriguing here. Bourbon cask showing up a lot. I'm getting dark chocolate now, some caramel. The peat smokiness is there. Again, this is much more of a fresh peat smoke. This is not your kind of charcoal, ashy, campfire, or medicinal Lafroig type. I actually like this Blackpitts a little bit more with water. It's extending this development out quite nice. All right. 3 drops on the Connemara. I'm going to say this wrong. I'm going to say it differently every time and probably wrong, but whatever. Here we go. 3 drops of water on this. Again, this one's only 40%, but we have that 12-year age statement. Mm. Again, nothing really striking me that differently here. Maybe it has ticked up a little bit more of the cask driven notes here, but I still find this to be on the nose a little bit kind of a one note. It's really just kind of the fresh peat. I'm getting a little bit of vanilla more here, but yeah, let's try it on the palate. Okay. Much better, more interesting, richer. Again, this is leaning on that herbal side of things, getting a bit more spice, more of the dark oak cask notes are coming through. Again, dark, bitter, dark chocolate, caramel. What's up, buddy? Come here. Winston the whiskey cat needs his attention. Okay, back to the review. I like the finish on this a lot. And burnt toffee. A little bit of a stewed fruit, almost some black kind of overbrewed tea notes, long finish. It's not a huge range of different flavors, but boy, it's this one is rewarded with the full experience for sure. I mean, at first one quick taste, you might miss out on this finish. This finish is quite nice. Okay. All right. So as I mentioned, both the Connemara 12 and the Blackpitts from Teeling are both in that $75 range. Obviously, I want to say that a better value is this 12-year-old age statement because you are getting much more mature juice in this. However, that 40% ABV and the likelihood of chill filtration and fake coloring does really taint what could be a, I think, stellar peated Irish whiskey for value. So I'm gonna stick with a medium value on this one. As for the Teeling, younger up and comer, they're hitting all the right notes with the higher ABV, the non-chill filtration, the disclosure of the maturations. I mean, these are all things I really respect. It is a younger whiskey. I'm also going to give this, I think, a medium value as well. Obviously for different reasons, but I think they both kind of fall right just in that medium. So let's get to final thoughts here. So again, it's encouraging to see more peated Irish whiskeys come out. I'm hoping to find some that really nail it. I don't think either of these do in particular in terms of what I'm looking for. I think if you want peated whiskey overall, your best bet it still is and probably will always be scotches, particularly Islay located scotches. That said, I think there's a lot of fun things that can be done with the Irish style here, and would love to see a pot still peated whiskey if they can figure out how to do that at some point in time. But all in all, I think these are both competent whiskeys. I think the Teeling is a little bit more interesting and definitely portends potentially some more exciting things coming from them. The Connemara, rather simple, basic, decent whiskey. You know, not something that you need to rush out and buy, and I think neither of them are, quite frankly. If, however, you are hell-bent on getting a peated Irish whiskey to complement your Irish whiskey collection, I think the one you're going to want to choose here is probably going to be the Connemara 12, just because I think it's going to give you the overall fuller experience. But I would not sleep on the Teeling, and I think you can definitely expect that in a couple of years, if we see more out of Teeling like this, hey, Winston, whiskey cat doing whiskey cat stuff over here. I think you can definitely keep an eye on Teeling because I think some more really good things could come out of them. And I think this Blackpitts is a really nice first step. So look, yes, slight nod to the Connemara 12 just for the full overall experience. As for scores for these, I mean, I don't think either of them are particularly like definitely not must buys. I think these fall into kind of an average, maybe recommendation. That price is a little high on these. I think I'm going to give both of these straight 3s out of 5. I mean, that's a very average score, which means I do recommend you give this a try. You know, you find a bottle on sale or something, maybe you pick it up, but this isn't something you got to rush out and buy. So 3 of 5 across the board on these. with the slight nod to the Connemara 12 as the winner of this tasting. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Have you had either of these? Are there other Irish peated whiskeys you've tried or that you're looking forward to trying? Hit me up in the chat. And with that, I'm going to kick you to your St. Patty's 2023 Malt Music, and I'll see you next time here on Malt Music Whiskey Reviews. Cheers, y'all.